Hey, hey, hey. How you doing? How you doing? Thanks for coming in. How is everybody doing? Hey, Mike. Oh, seems like you were here. Uh-huh. Can y'all hear me? Can you see me? Good, good. Oh, let's see if I can get this a little bit more stable. All right, all right, all right. There we go. I want to welcome everybody in. Thank you for being here. I know it's been a while and I have missed you, but I'm here now and I appreciate everyone who is here. I appreciate you all. It's been a while. I don't even know how to do this anymore. I'm sitting here thinking, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I haven't been live in a long time, but it's good to see you. Life is life, and y'all. Yeah, I know it has been so long. It has been so long. Life has been life, and I have to say that my life has been really, really busy the last few months, really since Thanksgiving, I guess. Just a lot been going on since Thanksgiving, and time has just gotten away from me. Um, but I'm here. I am here and glad to be here and glad to see y'all. Um, what's been going on? I tell you, I my garden is not where I want it to be. It's not where it should be. I've done practically little last year this time I was harvesting. Yeah, I was harvesting stuff. And to be honest, there are things out there I need to harvest. I need to go check on my garlic because I'm sure that there's garlic out there that's ready to harvest. Um, I've got a full um um yeah, I've got way more wild blackberries than I want. Um but I didn't get a chance to cut those cut them back, cut those canes back there. And so yeah, I'm gonna have a whole bunch of blackberries. And they're in my main garden bed, which means that I don't have room to plant the things I want to plant this spring, because blackberries taking over. I've got to get that under control. But I'm gonna harvest and eat those blackberries too. Might as well, you know? Might as well. But yeah, um, my let me just talk about my garden a little bit. Um, my fruit trees. I thought I had lost all of my blueberries last summer to the heat. Turns out two of them made it. Two of seven, I think it was. I don't know how many in total I had, but two of them made it, and one of them actually has berries on it. I'm sure the birds are probably going to eat them before I get to them, but I'm happy that it's alive. I bought some more blackberries and I got them potted up, and looks like a couple of them are doing okay. Other ones are struggling, so I may end up losing those as well. Um, my fruit trees, all of my fruit trees bloomed. Well, I shouldn't say that. My plums and my peaches, yeah, all of my plums and all of my peaches bloomed. Um, this spring, and all of them have fruit on them. All of them. Um, the two plums that I bought last year, then the Methley plum that I bought several years ago, and then the Chickasaw plum that I bought several years ago. They all have fruit on them, but I did not spray this year, and so I don't know how much I'm gonna get and how much the bugs are gonna get. But anyways, it is what it is. It is what it is. The fig, the big fig, the Celeste fig, I pruned it back this fall, way back. Hey, Bayou. I pruned it way back. Hey, Darthex. Um, and it's growing. The Black Mission fig is growing, and yeah, they're looking pretty good. It's dry. I need to water. It's been dry here, but yeah. Um, so the figs are looking good. Um, the muscadines, I didn't get to cut them back, but they're growing. They're putting out um, new leaves. I'm gonna still trim them up a little bit when I get out there. So yeah. And then my pear. I did not see blooms on that pear tree this year. I might cut that tree down because it's been out there for at least 5 years now, and it's not giving. Yeah, maybe making room for something else. And it just might not be in a good place. It may be too shady where it is or something. And then again, I might not cut it down because it's a tree. It's doing something out there. If it's not doing nothing but giving oxygen, it's doing that. And clean air is something too. Pretty soon we be having to buy bottles of that. So, it might be worth it just to have it for oxygen. But anyway, it's not giving anything. Now my apple trees. I have one apple tree in the ground. That's my Arkansas Black. It bloomed last year. It did not set fruit, but it did bloom, and it has bloomed this year. I don't know if it's going to set fruit or not because I don't have a pollinator um, out there. I've got two other trees, a Gala and I think a Granny Smith. I'm not even sure what they are. Those are in containers and they might be dead. I ain't gonna lie because they got really dry last year. I should have put them in the ground, but I didn't. So I don't know what's going on with them. Um, but right now they're not looking like they're doing anything. So yeah. But those are my fruit trees. That's how they're doing. And then my garden, phew, I do have an asparagus that I thought was dead. It's not. So there's that. At least it wasn't last time I looked at it. It might be now because it's been dry and I haven't been watering it and I need to water it. But yeah, I need to find a good spot to put it in the ground where it can get some shade. Right now it's in a full sun spot and I don't think it really likes that. But it's in a container. But yeah, so I do have an asparagus out there. And then I've got two green stalks out there. One of them has nothing in it, and the other one has herbs in it. And my herbs are doing really good. Yeah, blueberries. Blueberries are kind of finicky. They really are kind of finicky. If you find the right spot, if you can find the right spot for them that they love, then they'll do well. But until you find that sweet spot, blueberries are very finicky. Um, and I think I got a good spot for some, but I don't know. I'm gonna keep moving them around my yard. They're in containers. And I'm gonna keep moving them around my yard until some of them start to thrive. And once I get one or two that start to thrive, then I'm gonna get some more and put them there. Last year I got a good batch of blueberries, but they were first year plants. This year, yeah, working and listening, yeah, but yeah, but yeah, blueberries are kind of finicky. Yeah, I think blueberries do like partial shade. Um, and I don't have a lot of shade in my backyard. Um, so I gotta figure that out. With my blueberries. That's something I want to get it right. and I'm gonna keep trying until I get it right. But it's kind of frustrating when you're buying plants and they're dying, you're buying plants and they're dying. I lost all of my citrus last year, every bit of my citrus, and so I'm sad. I'm just sad about it because, but it got too hot and I couldn't keep up with the watering. And part of it I know was where I had them because in previous years where I had them, they were getting um, they were getting partial. They were getting some, like they were getting some shade in the afternoon, mostly sun during the day, but in the afternoon, in the evening, they were getting some shade. And um, then I moved them last year, and they did not. It just got too hot where they were, and I'm mad about it. Um, but I'll get some more eventually, I guess. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm having a hard time keeping up with everything I've got going right now, so I hesitate to add anything to it. So yeah. Best spot probably your front yard, but then probably my front yard, but the squirrels would claim it. Yeah. Oh yeah. I have two giant oak trees in my front yard. Actually, I need to cut them. I need to cut both of them down because of um they're gonna come down eventually. They've got some rot in them, and yeah, I need to cut them down. But I got a lot of things I need to do, and so it's not a priority right this minute. But yeah, but the squirrels, my squirrels have pretty much taken over. My squirrels got the front yard and the backyard. They have a path. They run from one tree, cross the limbs, jump to the other tree, cross the limb, jump on top of the house, run down the side of the house, jump down on the fence, run around the fence, jump in the maple tree, jump from the maple tree to the cypress tree, run over to my plum trees and my peach tree, eat up all of my fruit, and then run back the other way. And they love to run all the way around the fence line and back. They'll be running, they'll have a piece of fruit in their mouth. Just run and run, and then they see me coming and they jump. They'll jump and run up the tree because they know. They know. But yeah, and I ain't mad at them. That's the other thing. I ain't mad at them. A squirrel got to eat too. And I got plenty of fruit on my trees to share with them. Um, but they need to share back. That's the thing. I will happily continue to grow the fruit and the vegetables in the garden, and I will happily share with them. But they can't have it all, and they act like they can have it all. So yeah. But anyway, but yeah, that's what my garden is looking like. I need to make a video and an update cut, but it's gonna be y'all gonna look. They're gonna go. She ain't really no gardener. And I'm really not a gardener. That's the truth of it. I'm really not a gardener. I garden, but I'm not really a gardener. Um, and the reason I say that is because for a while, that was my thing. Every single day, I was out there. And now it's a chore. And so once it became a chore, it's not my thing anymore. I'm like, well, do something different because now it's just a chore. And I'm going to change that though. Oh my God, I'm not hungry, y'all, but I am nibbling. I don't know why. And drinking juice, which is unusual for me. I rarely drink juice. I rarely drink anything but water. I don't believe in drinking calories. I'd rather eat my calories than to drink them. But I bought some juice to make some jelly. And after I made the jelly, I had some juice left over. And I'm like, well, what am I going to do with it? It's like, well, I could freeze it or I could drink it. So I decided I would drink it. But that's another thing I need to do. I need to get in the kitchen. I've got some things I want to can up. I need to make some more jelly. I like having some jelly in the house. I've got some blueberries and some cranberries. Okay, Mike. I got some blueberries and some cranberries that I want to cook up. I make like a blueberry. It's not really preserves, but I just put a little bit of sugar in them and cook them up, and then jar them up and water bath them so they'll keep. And so I use them to flavor things. Like I'll stir if I'm making like some pancakes or something, I can stir some of that into it to make blueberries, or I can use it on top as a syrup um, for flavor. Or like I like to make blueberry lemonade. So that's one way to keep blueberries. And blueberries are in season. I'll buy a bunch of them. Sometimes I'll freeze them, but sometimes I'll put some in jars like that too. And so it's just real easy to add blueberries to things. And so when they're in season, I try to get a bunch of them and then put them up. And so I've got some blueberries. I got cranberries that I bought this winter when they were on sale. They're in the freezer, but I want to go ahead and make up some sauce and put it on the shelf. Um, I love cranberry sauce. My kids love cranberry sauce, and and then I also like to um, straight from the freezer. I'll take a handful of cranberries and pop them in the microwave for a few minutes until they pop, and I'll use that in my like in lemonade. I like to put it in lemonade or in tea and stuff like that. Gives it a good it's a good flavor, and cranberries are kind of good for your one of your systems. I don't know, one of them systems. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, I need to get in the kitchen. Got some applesauce I want to make and into apple butter. I bought the applesauce when it was on sale. So let me get this and get this applesauce. And then I put it in the cabinet, and I was like, "Are you gonna make the apple butter or not?" So I need to do that. I'll probably make a video of that one because my plan for the apple butter is to try to do it. Well, not try. Is to do it in a crock pot. I've done it on the stove a couple of times, but um, I want to do it in a crock pot and see how that turns out. Um, and so I'll probably do a video when I do that. Um, and then I'll also water bath can that as well. So they'll be shelf stable. Um, and yeah, I'm trying to think of what else is there that I wanted to get done. I think that's it. Yeah. Um, I've been trying to get some sweet potato slips going, and for whatever reason, they're not doing well this year. Usually, I don't have a problem with sweet potato slips. Usually, if I have potatoes this time of year, they are no matter where they are, if they're on the kitchen counter or if they're sitting in the garage, they're putting up slips. But not this year. I got some in water and I got some in soil, and none of them are really doing anything. So. I don't know. I want some sweet potatoes this year. I got a pretty good harvest last year, but I want more. That's one thing I want to grow enough that I don't ever have to buy any. And I love sweet potatoes. So trying to get those going. Um, but yeah, I need to get in the kitchen, get some stuff preserved up. Um, need to get in the garden. I want to get that the green stalk that doesn't have anything. Yeah, my sweet potatoes usually do that too, Darthex. If I have any in the house, they usually putting up slips on their own. to, I don't usually have to do anything, but I was like, wait a minute, these potatoes are sitting here not doing anything. So I did stick one in some water. Uh-oh. Okay, we're back. I did stick one in some water and it's trying, it's lagging. I don't know what's going on with that. And then the other one, I always stick one in the ground. And usually I only cover it halfway. I'll just stick it in the ground and cover it halfway and then it'll put down roots. And once it starts putting down roots, it usually starts throwing up slips and I just break them off and put them in the ground elsewhere and then the potatoes will grow from those. Nothing. They ain't doing nothing. Oh, you got an Instant Pot. I want to try to make yogurt and other fermentation. I have made yogurt before, and I used my crock pot. I have a small crock pot, a really small one. I forget how much it holds, but it's like a warming one. Like you've seen the little warming ones. But anyway, I have one of those, and I've used that to make it. And But Instant Pot, doesn't it have a yogurt button? I don't have an Instant Pot. I want to get one. Um, Maybe I'll tell my family that's what I want for Mother's Day. It worked for my birthday. I said, "Oh, this is what how I sent them a email link and said this is what I want." But yeah, yogurt is real easy. All the hardest part about making yogurt is waiting for the temperature to drop because you have to get the temperature up to a certain degrees and then you have to let it drop to a certain degrees. If you get ahead of yourself and the temperature is too high, it'll kill the well, yeah, it will. Then the cultures won't survive. So you have to wait till it gets under. I forget what the temperature is. I think it's like between 80. I don't, okay, what's going on here? I think it's between 80 and 120, but I can't be for sure. I have to look it up. But that's the hardest part, waiting for the temperature to drop. And then the other thing is keeping it, at that steady temperature. And for me, I would just I take that pot, I'd wrap it in a towel and stick it in the oven and close the door. And then in the morning, I'd have yogurt. And it was just that simple. Um, and it was good. And I like homemade yogurt too. So yeah. Oh, I don't even know. I think that was mango passion fruit juice, which and it makes a really good jelly. But yeah, I might. Yeah, maybe I will tell my folks that I want an Instant Pot for for Mother's Day. Actually, I don't want anything for Mother's Day. My son's graduating that weekend, and that is the biggest present, the best present that I could get is having him graduate from college. So, yeah, I'm good. People have used plant heat mats wrapped around jars, but I think the Instant Pot would be more accurate. Yeah. Hi, Lisa. Thanks for coming in. It's good to see you. But yeah. But yeah, I used to make when my kids were little, I used to make yogurt at home all the time because it was just cheaper for the amount of yogurt we were going through. It was just cheaper to make it. And then you can flavor it any way you want. You can have, your favorite flavors. If you like blueberry, you can have blueberry all the time. And you didn't get a lot of that, you didn't get any of the additives and the stuff that you didn't want in there. Yeah, yeah. My youngest graduated in December. Super proud of him. Got a job. Thank you to all of my online friends who helped me when we were looking for housing and everything. He's in the Dallas metro area, and y'all know who you are. And I'm thank you for helping me because he got a good place, and he's working. Everything's worked out fine for him. And then my oldest is graduating in in 2 weeks, dude. In 2 weeks. It's amazing. It's amazing to me how it's so soon. Um and the funny thing is they're 2 years apart. They're 2.5 years apart in age, but my oldest, he set out some time. He had some stuff going on, and he ended up sitting out of school for a bit. He transferred schools. He changed his major, and all of that is a setback. But he stuck it out. That's the thing. He stuck it out, and he's graduating. Everything is in line. I'm so proud of those boys. I am so proud of those boys. In fact, somebody we had an evaluation or a critique or something at work years ago, and somebody was like, "She talks about her sons way too much." I'm like, "I sure do. I do. I talk about them way too much. I talk about them all the time because I am so proud of them." I'm like, being a mom is hard. Being a mom is really hard, and really sometimes all you can do is keep them kids alive. Because they gonna grow and they gonna do and everything, and it's like all you could do is like be a buffer between them and the danger, so they can just if you could just keep them alive, and you know and they grow up and they're their own people, their own personalities, and they're making their own decisions, and yeah, living living life, dealing with the life. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Yeah. College isn't for everybody. And that's what I told my son. College isn't for everybody, but you're not gonna live up in here in my house and not go to college or go to work. You got a choice. You can live here, but you either going to school or you're going to work. And if you want to go to work, do that. Find your niche. Do that. But if you want to go to college, do that. So college was a out for me. I knew that if I didn't go to college, I would never get out of the small town that I grew up in, and the last thing I wanted to do was to stay there. I did not want to stay there. And so college was an out for me. For my kids, it wasn't so much an out. Um, I don't really know what it was for them. But yeah, yeah. And it was also expected for me. My mom and dad let us know really pretty early on that we were expected to go to college. And we all did. Five of us, all of us went. So, but yeah. But yeah, it's been a busy, yeah, 5, 6 months. It's been busy. Lots of stuff going on. Lots of just life, really, just life. And I look back and I'm thinking, we made it. It's it's so weird how in the midst of things it seems impossible, really. It's like one thing after another, and it just seems impossible. And all you can do is just, nose to the grind, one foot in front of the other every day. You just get up and you grind, and you get up and you grind, and you get up and you grind. And then one day you wake up and it's like, made it. Made it. I'm not there yet to the made it part, but I am at the made it past that one, made it past that one, it's like we got a few more things to check off. Um and then I can breathe. I can breathe a little bit easier. Hey, Big Rooster, how y'all doing? Good, good, good. Are you gonna be at the crawfish kickback this year? Man, I was driving through Mississippi the other day, and hey, um Sweet Time, Mr. Sweet Time. Okay. I was driving through Jackson the other day. Well, actually Pearl. And I was like, man, I lived over there for a minute. I stayed over there. I was there for like, I don't know, 4 months. I don't know how long I was over there. I went for 120 days, I think. And and then after I was there, they extended me for some more days. So I don't remember exactly how long I was there for, but I was over there for a while. Um, and we had a lot of meetings and things in Pearl. We had an office over there in Pearl, and we had lots of meetings and trainings there. So I spent quite a bit of time in Pearl. And so I was driving through. I was like, "Oh man, I should go, but I can't. I really can't. I've got too much going on this month already." Um, but yeah, we were driving through. I was telling my husband, I don't miss being here. I had fun. Don't get me wrong. I had fun when I was over there. It was a temporary duty job, and it was good for me. I got a lot of experience. Um, some experiences that I wish I didn't have to have, but I got a lot of experience, and and it was also fun. I did. It's so funny. I I was it's about 4 hours away from here, and so I was driving back every other weekend. I would come home every other weekend because I still had, um, well, one kid was in college and the other one was in high school at the time. So yeah, still had parenting duties here. And so I was coming back um, every other weekend. But the weekends that I was in town, there was a lot of stuff to do. It was so funny. Jackson has a lot going on, and I was like, I didn't know. Who knew? But there was stuff every weekend. There was something that interesting. It's like, oh, I could do this or this or this. And I had choices and stuff. I was like, whoa, all right. But I enjoyed it. But yeah, I wish I could go to the crawfish kickback this year, but I'm not going to be able to make it. And it's close too. It's only 4 hours away. I was like, man, yeah. But yeah, I know my grandkids are gonna win out on this one though. So yeah. Speaking of grandkids, I have four grandkids, three grandsons and one granddaughter. It's my husband's older kids. It's not my two kids, but it's the two older ones. It's their children, but they're still my grands, and yeah, they're gonna win out. If I get to see my babies, then yeah, that part. I thank y'all so much for coming in and hanging out with me. Because y'all know how it has been lately. Um, I just haven't been I just haven't been engaging really um online that much because things have been crazy. Lots of stuff been going on. Um, but yeah. So I was trying to think of what else. Oh yeah. Um, I haven't been doing very much painting. Actually, I haven't done any painting. I've been doing some coloring, and a little bit of sketching lately, but I haven't been doing any painting. But I did a painting a few years ago, and my son decided that he had to have it. He loved it. He had to have it. And I was like, okay, you can have it. And I said, you know what? I like that painting a lot. I think I'll do it again. So I'm going to repaint that. And when I do, I will I'll share it with you guys. I'll show you what it's looking like. Um I'll do my best to to repaint it, and I don't know that I can. That one was actually done at a sip and paint, um, but I think I can recreate it. Yeah, I think I can recreate it. And I don't think I followed the instructions at the sip and paint, so I don't think it really looks like it's. I mean, I don't remember what the original was supposed to look like, so I don't know what this one's gonna come out like either because I'm probably gonna change it. That's what I do. That's, that is sometimes what I do is I change things around. Um, in fact, I know it's not what it was. It doesn't look like it's supposed to. But anyways, I'll show y'all when I get it done. When I do it, I made video tape me painting it. Might do a speed paint. I haven't done a speed paint video in years. That was my very first video was a speed painting, and actually, was it a painting or was it a? I don't remember. I don't remember whether it was a painting or whether it was a. I don't know, or whether it was a color, whether it was alcohol marker. I think it was alcohol marker. Anyways, but yeah, I might do a few more art videos. And I've been working on this blanket. Y'all can see this. Can you see this one? This one forever. And it's almost done. I'll be posting a picture probably next week. Only thing that's left to do on it is the border. Um, but yeah, sometimes when you are waiting in waiting rooms or um, in cars, I've been on the road quite a bit. Excuse me. Um, you can get a lot done when you're waiting. I think we were waiting. Oh my gosh, we were waiting 6 hours the other day. Um, for some paperwork to be done. And it was like, it's a good thing I had something to keep my hands busy because I could be getting angry and frustrated, and that wouldn't be good. It wouldn't help anybody. So, yeah, that's one thing I can say. In the downtime, when you're waiting for things to happen, it's nice to have something to, what you call it, to keep your hands busy. Did I show y'all I think I did. I don't know what I did with it anyway, so I can't show it to you now. The headband, I made a couple of headbands. I think I showed you the orange one. Yeah, I made a couple of headbands. Um, it has the elastic in the back. It's just a regular hair tie that you make it on, so it stretches, so you can put it on. I made a couple of those. This is the orange one. I made a blue one too. That's what I was looking for. I don't know where it is. I might have. I'm not telling what I did with it, but I have some leftover yarn from this project, and oh, there it is. Here's the blue one. I can't hardly see it, but anyways, it has the hair tie in the back, so it stretches, and it's just a headband. So you can put it on. There you go. Mhm. But these are the pattern is a little bit different. This one has a little V-stitch pattern, and this one is just a simple. You can see they're a little bit different patterns, but they're nice headbands. Um, I've been This is just some leftover yarn that I had from some other projects that I was working on. Um, and I said, well, let me see. I saw a picture of the headband, and I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. I could make that. Um, and I had the hair ties. I had a bunch of hair ties. There's just hair ties like that. And I was like, oh, I'll make a couple of those, but I'll probably make a few more of those. Um, that'll be a nice little giveaway, something. Um, probably. That's probably what I'll use them for because they don't have very much yarn in them. It doesn't take long to make it. In fact, I could have probably made a couple. I could probably make one in about an hour. So, but yeah, I just need to figure out the sizing on them. If I make them to fit me, I have a big head. So, I need to make them a little bit smaller for an average size would be a little bit smaller than that. And then like for a kid's size will be a good bit smaller than that. So I need to figure out how to make them in average size and a kid size. I think, yeah, the orange one is a little bit bigger than the blue one. And so I think the blue one is more of an average size. The orange one is more of a large. And I need to figure out a kid size one as well. And then I also want to figure out a couple different patterns, stitch patterns to use on them because, you know, different stitch patterns are cute. But there's a couple things that I want to make, a couple items that I really want to make um, a bunch of. And one of them is the crossbody bag for cell phones for all of my gardening friends. Um, I mean, I know that different people have different things, but it's just a nice way to keep your phone on you while you're out in the garden and have both hands free. And so the crossbody bag is nice for that. Y'all have seen that because I've worn them in my videos and shown them before. Um, but I want to make a couple of those. And um, and then the water bottle um, bags as well. So you can have your water bottle with you and have your hands free. Um, and I want to make a couple sizes of that. One that fits just a regular plastic water bottle, Aquafina, Dasani, whatever, um, Kirkland, whoever, brand, um, regular store-bought water bottles. And good to see you too, Big Rooster. You have a good one. And then, but also ones that will hold like the metal water bottles. I have one. I'm looking here, but I don't see. Actually, I gave it to somebody. I think I gave it to somebody. I had one, but I think somebody was here and they needed one, and I said, "Here, take this one." But yeah, to fit them. I really like it when when I'm traveling. When I'm traveling and I carry a refillable water bottle with me. Like if I'm on a plane or whatnot, I like to have um, um, a case, the bag that I can just throw it crossbody, can throw it over my body and not have to worry about holding it. And then once you get through all of the securities and everything, you can fill up at the water fountain and you have water. Um, with you. And so yeah, I want to make some of those, just a few of those. So those are some small items that I want to make. Not a lot, just a few of to have them for giveaways and stuff like that. Um, and then we've got an event coming up. So I'll probably take some to the event. Um, just a few. But then that's pretty much the only crochet projects that I have in mind right now. But I have a lot of yarn. That's the other problem. I have a lot of yarn. And I bought last year. Oh, that's what I wanted to share with people too. Last year, I bought some yarn from Hobie and from Webb's, and I haven't used it. I think the whole yarn I got from Hobie, I wanted to make shirts out of it because it's like for summer shirts, there's like 100% cotton or 50% cotton or 100% cotton. It's got cotton in it. So I thought they would make nice summer shirts or summer sweaters or whatever. Um, and then the yarn that I got from Webb's, I don't remember. I don't even remember what kind I got there. I think I was gonna make some hats out of it. I think I just got some random yarn, just a skein or two here or there to make some hats. I think they may have cotton in them too, so there could be like summer hats. So maybe bucket hats or something, just some a lightweight summer hat where you want to put something on your head to keep the sun from beating down on your scalp or um yeah, something that's lightweight, breathable, not a winter hat at all. And so I want to, use some of that yarn. But what I wanted to share with everybody, if there's anybody out there who does crafting, is that um, yarn.com, which is Webs, um, has are having a sale right now. Um, and for all of my gardening friends, Greenstock is having their Mother's Day sale. So let me check this out, make sure. Um, yeah, and show it as a link. I don't know if it shows it as a link or not, but anyways, um, yeah, Greenstock is having their Mother's Day sale, and what's really nice about that is with orders over $75, you get free shipping, and a lot of this stuff is on sale, um, not just the planners, but some of the accessories. Um, yeah, some of the accessories, and there's some new arrivals. Um, yeah, let me see if I can put this on there. There you go. I like my green stock. Actually, I love my green stocks. I have two outside. I have another in the box, and then I got a package today that has some accessories that I got from for my one of my for a gift, and and I'm excited for it. But some of the accessories, um, if you know, you know. Um, I shouldn't say accessories. I guess that's what I call them, but they're really, little things like the what are those things called? The seed houses, the little covers that you can put over them when you put your seeds in to keep them moist until they germinate. Those are on sale. And then like the little the trellises, those are on sale. The little trellises that you can put in, those are on sale. And the plant supports, those are also on sale. And the movers, ooh, those are also on sale. So, now's the time, and I need to get another mover. Um, yeah, all of that, a lot of those things are on sale right now for the Mother's Day sale. So I would say go check it out and see, because I think the movers, the rolling movers are regularly like $40. They're on sale for like 30. So, or less than 30, like maybe 28, 29, something like that. So I'd say check out the sale. Um, I'm not suggesting that you go over there and buy anything. I'm saying if you had planned to buy something and you were waiting for the sale, now's the time because it's on sale. Uh, oh, speaking of which, I need to go ahead and order one. I was gonna order one um, as a donation to one of the charities that my husband volunteers at. They're putting in a garden this year for the clients, um, a community garden for the clients, and he built some raised beds for them. And I said, well, but they are limited in space. And I said, well, I'll get a couple of three the 3-tier um, green stalks for them, and that will give them plenty of space to grow in vertically, um, and because some of them have limited. Hey, David Corey with Crop. Special thank you to my friend David Corey for helping me out. Um, for helping me out with my son. He- but anyways, yeah, check out those things if you're in the market for that. They're on sale right now. Um, I wish I had a deck. I'd have green stalks. Yeah, yeah. I like them. I really do like them. And I really like them for my herbs because I've got yarrow, plantain, lavender, parsley, not onions, scallions, or buncheon onions. Um, I'm trying to think what else is in there. Anyways, I can't think of what all else is in there. There's something else in there um, that I planted last year, and all of those are like perennial. Well, kinda perennial, and so they're doing well in there, and it's like, yeah, they're doing well in there, and so I'm really thrilled um, with them. But like last year, I also had like 4 different kinds of basil. And the other one that had my annuals in there, like 4 different kinds of basil. It was like amazing. And then green beans. Oh my gosh, I had green beans. Like I had like 3 levels of green beans. I'd plant them, and then the next week I'd plant another level of green beans, and then next week I plant another level. So I had green beans going all, continuous picking of those. Oh crap, what is that? Sorry, y'all. I guess it's a mosquito bite, but ow, it hurts. It's like, ow, what you doing? Oh, that's not it. I thought I had some pain salve up here. No place in my tiny yard. Only the lumpy middle gets sun on a hill. Plus, in the city, people steal them. Yeah, I don't have to worry about that because mine's behind my backyard behind a fence, so I don't have to worry about people um, stealing them. But yeah, I can see where that could be a problem. And then my yard is flat. Um, actually, I don't even have them. I actually have them on. One of them is on on the patio, and the other one is on a little. It's also a concrete pad. My husband put a concrete pad out there for our little outdoor fire pit. But I took that over. I moved the fire pit into the grass, and I took over that pad for my green stalk and my little garden table out there. A little garden bench out there. So yeah, but the garden bench has fallen apart, completely fallen apart. I need to buy a more durable one to put on there because I need a good place. Um, and it would be nice if somebody could sponsor me and send me a little garden bench. But hey, I'll get me one. But yeah, I do like the green stalks. But let me just tell you right now. Um, Mike, and I'm gonna tell you, people will steal them. I'm not saying they won't steal them, but they'll be hard pressed to steal them because those things are heavy. They hold a lot of soil, like bags, not one bag, several bags of soil, and so they they got to work for it, and they're gonna have to take it one layer at a time. They can't take the whole thing, you know. It's like you can't just come over here and grab the whole thing and think you're gonna go away somewhere with it unless you got some equipment or something because they are heavy. Um, I was concerned about the wind because we get quite a bit of wind here, on some heavy wind here, but so far they have held up really nicely. So but like I said, they hold a lot of soil. Um, that's why I still have one in the box because I'm like, I don't know where I want to put it, and I'm not gonna put it anywhere until I figure out exactly where I want to put it. Because once you get that soil in it, yeah, it's gonna stay there. Yeah, especially if you don't have the mover under it. Like the one I have on that little concrete pad does not have a mover under it. But yeah, that yeah, it ain't going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere. I use Promix. If I put one in my front yard, I use the real soil mix with sand. Heavy. Yeah. Yeah, it's heavy. It's heavy. I have the original one, which I think is I can't remember. I have one as the original one. I think it's the 7 tier, and then I have a 5 tier one. And I'm just gonna tell you, I put them together. I put them on the base. I fill it up. I put the next one on. I fill it up. Put the next one on and fill it up. I need to take one of them down. I don't know that I can take it down. I'm gonna have to have some help to lift it up off of them and move them off the base, the tiers off the base because they're so heavy. The soil in it's so heavy that I don't know, but I need to take it down because I'm gonna put a base up under the one that's not movable because I want to be able to turn it around for the sun. Right now, I've just got stuff on the back side that needs a little bit more shade and stuff on the front side that needs a little bit more sun, but I want to be able to turn it around. So yeah, I'm gonna put a base up under it. So yeah, and I did not. I used a mix. I had some Pro Mix, and so I used some Pro Mix um in one. No, I used Pro Mix, but I mixed the Pro Mix with the I think it's Miracle Grow Organic that you get from Costco. Then Costco had Miracle Grow Organic last year, and so I mixed that with the Pro Mix. Um, to fill them up. And I'm telling you, it took several bags. I can't remember how many total bags it took, but it takes a lot of soil in there. And I do mix a little bit of sand in my soil mixes all the time in my soil mix just for drainage. Um, Sometimes they're a little bit heavy with organic matter. And so I do mix a little bit of soil in for drainage. Um, Probably don't need to, but I do. I don't know why I do. I just do. It was what I do. um, but yeah, like I said, I did enjoy it, and I had really good luck growing things in it last year, and so I'm looking forward to having another good year with them this year as well. was trying to think if there was anything else. Um, yeah, I can't remember, but anyways, check out the sales, y'all. Um, if that's if it's in your, if it's something that you were thinking about, now would be the time to get it. I definitely, wouldn't buy them full price if I didn't have to, because they are not cheap. Um, but for the amount of growing space that you get in them, I think they're worth it. Um, I also got some new beds. I got a couple of the what are they called? The metal beds. I got a couple of those. Um, my sons put them together for me over the winter, and they're out there because the beds that I had out there, some of them they were just falling apart. Unfortunately, one of them is smaller than the bed I had out there, and so I've got stuff growing outside of it because it was where my garlic and onions were, and so some of them are growing outside of it, and I had to put. I was concerned that my lawn guy would not realize that not to cut my onions down, and he did cut them down. He did cut the garlic down the first time he cut, but the second time I think he realized that that was part of it, and he didn't cut it. So I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it. Thank you, David. Thank you, David. The metal beds last longer. Yeah, they do. Now, I do have my largest and my first bed that I've had for years. It is made with treated lumber. My husband built it for me, and it's lasted for a long time. It's really good. But the metal beds, the other beds that I had out there were just some fence posts or whatever that I had around that I just wanted something. Um, and and they served a purpose. It was all I really wanted was a border because they really are in ground. They're not really beds. I mean, they're beds because I added soil to them and they had a border around them, but they're not deep. I think I probably put maybe 4 inches of soil inside of it. So the roots go down into the ground. Um, but I turned the soil, worked the soil before I added compost and leaves and other stuff in there. So yeah, um, but yeah, the metal beds do last longer, um, and I'm excited for that. I'm probably gonna get a couple more of those. I really want to put one up under my cypress tree and put um some things, some cool, not cool, but some things that don't not direct sun underneath there. Um, but I'm not ready for that yet. Right, because right now, to be honest, right now I have got more than I can keep up with outside, and so I don't really want to add anything to it until I get it under control. Look for a collab. Look into Trammell raised beds for a collab. Huh. Let me write that down. Because, I'm an old fashioned person who writes stuff down. um, it's funny. I had a collab offer with a place that had raised beds, and I ended up not doing it because I was just under so much pressure, and I was like, I don't think I can get it done within the time frame. And so I ended up passing on it, but I will look at them. Writing. I have my handy dandy produce with the purpose. planner, garden planner right here beside me. I've always got a book. I've always got a planner or two or three or four right beside me. Um, that's because that's me. That's the kind of person I am. Whew, 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 whew. But anyways, we have not because we asked not. Ask these companies. I heard you, David, loud and clear. Ask these companies. I have a question for you, David, but I'll ask you later. um, but yeah, you're right though about these companies. They're always putting out new products, and they're always putting out new products, and they're always looking for people to promote the products or to try them out and see, and then share them with your friends. And if you don't, sometimes if they don't reach out to you, you need to reach out to them. Um, excuse me. I don't know what's going on with me. And so, yeah, that part. I've done a couple. I think I've done a couple of collaborations with companies, and yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's doable. Um, but like the last 6 months of my life, yeah, I wasn't able to collaborate with myself. None as anybody else with everything that was going on. It's like no, love y'all. I'm still. What? All right, David. I appreciate you, David Corey. I really do. Um, I really do. This community means a lot to me. I guess I don't say it often enough, but I really should say it more often. It really means a lot to me. It's nice to know that there's people out there, real people out there, you know, that you know that that care. Uh, hit it back, y'all. Take care. I'll get back with y'all. Take care. Okay. Have a good one, David. But yeah, it is. And I appreciate y'all showing up to hang out with me at night when I should be sleeping, but I'm not. I'm just hanging out, talking and chilling. Nothing particular going on but life. And me thinking about all the things that I ought to be doing and all the things that I should be doing and all the things that I'm not doing. That part. So, but it is. I mean, it is what it is. Life goes on. Life goes on. I'm just eating and stuffing face. What are you eating? Listening and stuffing face. What are you eating? I got to get back on track on my eating. I have been so. I guess I've been stressed. I've been stressed out lately, and She didn't change her name. I didn't check that out. But I forgot what I said. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, I was saying I need to get back on track with my eating. I've been busy. I've been really busy. I had a lot going on, and and it's so funny because I was talking to my son um about being conscious about what you're eating, about what you're putting into your body, and And then the other day, I was just so stressed out. I was like, I just want some chips and some chocolate. I just want some chips and some chocolate. It's like, really? Do you really want some chips and some chocolate? And then I was telling my son, it's like, I went to the store and I got some little Debbie's. And he's like, which ones did you get? I'm like, the ones we always get. And I said, and I got them. And I came home and I opened up a pack and they tasted like chemicals. And he was like, they pretty nasty, mom. And I'm like, I know. I said, but we used to kill a box. We would get one box of the Swiss cake rolls. And between him and me, we would kill a box. We would just kill it. And I was like, I fully expected to eat half of the box. And I could not eat one whole package. There was just two in there. And I ate one and I put the other one down and I was like, I'll come back to it later. Because as much as I wanted it, when I bit into it, it was like, this is not like I remember it being. It just didn't hit. And so the emotional um feeling that I was trying to satisfy was simply not satisfied by it. And it was like, they still in the kitchen on top of on the on top of the fridge looking at me like, is you gonna eat me? No, I'm not. But anyway, I cooked mushrooms and butter, then used that butter to make cheddar and Parmesan omelet and put shrooms on it. Oh, nice. Mr. Sweet Time 30 years ago, I was straight murk. Yes, yes, exactly. My son would come in, we would get home. Well, we wouldn't even get home. We would be coming home from football practice or baseball practice or something, and he was like, "Mama, stop and get some snacks." And I was like, "Okay." We stop by the Dollar General, and he would go in and get what he wanted. We get some chips, we get some snacks, and come home, and we would kill a box of those. I mean, and I guess I need to stop saying that word because this is YouTube. But we straight up, that box would be gone. It'll be gone. And hey Zach, it's good to see you. But yeah, um, yeah, I need to get back on being careful what I'm putting in my body. And so now, um, like yesterday, my husband was like, we need I need to run to the store and pick up a couple of things. I'm like, make a list and I'll go get it. And he made a list and I went to get it. And while I was there, I was like, oh, I want this and I want this and I want this. I bought cucumbers, an apple, carrots, and bell pepper. And I'm like, I think he got onions and tomatoes. And he had onions and tomatoes. And so I made a salad. Yeah, that was my salad. Cucumbers, an apple, bell pepper, onions, tomatoes, and carrots. And I was gonna dress it. I was gonna make a dressing with some apple cider vinegar and some seasoning. And I was like, well, let me just put some salt and pepper on it to start. And I put the salt and pepper on it, so I could don't need no dressing. It's just a fresh salad, and it was so good. And he was like, is that all you're gonna put in there? I'm like, well, if you want some lettuce, I have some fresh lettuce from the hydroponic, but I didn't need any lettuce for mine. Uh, but that's what I might what I'll have tomorrow is I'll take the lettuce and I'll use the lettuce as a wrap. and just wrap that up in lettuce. It was so good. I'm down 45 pounds so far. Really? What are you doing, Zach? Sounds real good. I get to back to making good breakfast for myself. Yeah. Well, and the thing I like to do is I like to figure out um I I I I like to figure out what can I cook in less than 30 minutes with what I've got in the house. And you know, just trying to eat better most of has been water weight so far. Well, I'm telling you what, Zach, your body doesn't care whether it's water weight or not. When you are not carrying around 45 pounds, your body goes, whew. Yeah, it's like, wow. Pick up a 45-pound pack and start carrying that around, and then ask your body if it cares if it's water or what. It doesn't care. When it doesn't have to carry it, it's like, thank you. I like breakfast for dinner. I do like, and dinner for breakfast. I like the same foods any time of day. If it's something I like, I don't care what time of day it is. Except I don't want to eat when I first wake up. I need about 2 to 3 hours between the time I wake up and the time I eat something. And then I don't care what it is. If it's, I just want it to be something I like. I'm embarrassed to admit this, but I started out at 340 pounds, and then on Sunday it was 295. Don't be embarrassed about it. I mean, it is what it is. You've lost the weight. You've lost some weight, so you've lost some weight. Be proud of yourself for making steps um, to get get it under control. That's at least that's what I tell myself. I'm not where I used to be. I'm not where I used to be. I am where I am, but I'm not where I used to be. And where I used to be was a lot heavier than I am right now. And so, yeah, I'm also not where I used to be. I used to be less than I am right now. So, yeah, I used to eat steak for breakfast. I can eat steak for breakfast. In fact, did I have steak for breakfast? No, I had steak for lunch. We had steak for dinner the other night, and I only ate half of mine. And so, um, the next day I had it for lunch with some salad. The end of November, I got put in the hospital for an infection in my leg and the medical stuff, but I'm doing better. Well, that's good. I had a coworker I was gonna eat some lasagna for breakfast who would think I would told him I was gonna turn myself inside out and just put the food. Oh. Right, right, right. For some, I mean, I get it. For some people, the thought of eating certain foods in the morning is is horrible to them. But for me, the thought of eating anything when I first wake up is like, yeah, that's horrible to me. But then once I'm fully awakened, I can, oh my goodness, if, if I can, if I can wait a couple hours and then eat, it doesn't matter to me what it is. Um, I almost died. If I had waited another day for the infection, they said possible I wouldn't be here today. Wow. Well, I'm glad you didn't die, Zach. I'm glad that you're doing better. I still work night shifts, so everything is flipped. Yeah, I'm a night owl, so with me, a lot of stuff is flipped. um, but breakfast is a meal that I can eat any time of day. For me, any time of day I can eat breakfast. But on the other side of it, there's very few foods that I can't eat for breakfast. I can't think of any right now. um, of things that I like and things that I eat, I can eat anytime. Yeah. We're definitely glad you're still with us. My dad made me go because I was gonna go to work. He's like, "What? Yeah, no, you're gonna go to the hospital." Yeah. Well, I'm glad your dad made you go. Um, Infections are no joke. They are no joke. And they can. come on fast. And yeah, I'm glad you got that taken care of. And I'm also glad that you are doing better. Huh. I need to go in and fix that. Oh, oh. So yeah. So for me for dinner, I had pizza today. Um, just because I was too lazy to cook. I was too lazy to cook. I didn't want to. Didn't want to cook. I said I'm gonna have pizza. Pizza it is. I was night shift most of my life, but I'm not a picky eater. Everything is always on the menu for me. I can literally be fine with random people ordering my food uh, for me. I'm pretty picky about what I eat, but if I like it, I can eat it at any time. Okay, here's one joke. Spend the day eating only foods you can flip. Flip pancakes, omelets, burger. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm glad your CPAP is working good for you. I have to admit, I do have a CPAP machine and I do not use it. I used it for a while. I used it for quite a few years, and then it was recalled, and then it was so I wasn't using it. It was replaced, and then I started back using it, and then I stopped using it. But the thing about my CPAP machine and me is that we never really got on. Even when I was using it, we never really got on really well. Um, it made me tired. It made me extremely tired. I could not rest with the CPAP machine, and we did everything. We went through everything, different masks, different this, different that. Um, I think what it was is that the CPAP machine made me consciously think about breathing. And so instead of resting, I was breathing and counting breaths all night long. And so I would wake up exhausted, and it just never really worked out for me. But then I lost quite a bit of weight, and my breathing got better. And so yeah. But yeah, I'm glad your CPAP works for you. Most people who get a CPAP machine will tell you that it's the best sleep that they've ever had. They will tell you that they rest so much better, they sleep so much better, they feel so much better, their energy level goes up. None of that happened for me. None of that happened for me. It was a struggle every single day um with it, and I was exhausted, and finally I was like it was so bad. This is crazy. It was so bad that I was taking medicine to go to sleep, and then I would get up in the morning and I was so tired that I had to take medicine to wake up. And I'm like, can we just stop the pills and the machine? Just stop all of that. Because I could sleep without it, and my energy level was okay. It wasn't the best, but I wasn't exhausted. I didn't feel like I was slogging through molasses every single day. I didn't feel like I was struggling just to get up and go to work in the morning. It's like I can't do this. I cannot do this. I have too much to do to be feeling this bad all the time, and I don't want to be taking stimulants every day. So I was taking a pill to sleep at night and a stimulant to get up and go to work in the morning. And it's like, I'm just like, yeah, that part. So, but that's been my experience with with some of the things that were supposed to help me that didn't help. It's like you do what you're supposed to do, and the situation gets worse, and then they don't know why. And they telling me, "Oh, this shouldn't be like this. You should feel like this." Well, I don't feel like that. Well, it shouldn't be like that. Okay, but it is like this. And trying to get to the bottom of it and getting frustrated. And yeah, that part. Probably shouldn't admit that on here because next thing you know, somebody's going to be calling me, telling me, "You said da 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 da, and you should do this and you should do that." But yeah, that part. It is what it is. It is what it is. Oh boy. I was trying to think. But yeah, we need to if I have any problems, I just think I just need to drink more water so far, Mr. Sweet Time. Yeah. I do pretty well drinking water. Now, that's something I don't have a problem with, mainly because mostly don't drink calories. So if I'm having anything to drink, it's mostly water. Don't get me wrong, I will have lemonade or tea from time to time. If I go out to eat breakfast, sometimes I'll get a decaf coffee. Um, Sometimes. Um, but most of the times, if I'm drinking anything, it's water. Um, Unless it's, like I said, unless it's a special occasion. Um, my biggest problem with drinking water is I have a filtration system. Um, I have a filtration system that I use to filter my water with, and um, I have to remember to add minerals back in my water. You can just add a little bit of salt to it, if you have real salt or sea salt or um, Himalayan pink salt. You can just add a little bit of salt to it. But I have a minerals drop that I add to my water to drink it. And sometimes I forget. If I forget to add the minerals to the water, then sometimes I get muscle cramps because of I don't have enough magnesium and potassium. Um, because the filter takes everything out. Yeah, it is a reverse osmosis system. Yes, I do have a bottle. That's exactly what I have. I have a bottle of mineral drops for adding to the water, to my reverse because it's a reverse osmosis system. Um, and most of the time I remember to add it in, but sometimes I don't remember, and it's like when your muscles start cramping, it's like, oh, you need to add some. And sometimes, you can get enough through your diet that it's not that big of a problem. But I try to drink. My doctor told me that I need to drink more water. She said if you're not drinking at least 64 ounces of water a day, you're not drinking enough. And I try to hit that 64 on a daily basis or more. Um, and it's not hard. It is not hard. Yeah. Um, I was using Element for a while, Darthex. I can put it in here. You guys can check it out. Um, um, Element. Um, and there's some other stuff, some liquid IV and some other stuff that you can add to your water. I was using Element for a while, but the thing I didn't like about Element is that it uses, I think it has stevia in it. And so it has flavors and stuff to it, and I just like the plain minerals. So it's just water. Um, what I've tried to do is eliminate anything um, that has me feeling like I'm drinking calories. And so if it's sweet, if it's sweet, um, even if it's a natural sweetener, like stevia, I don't want to drink it. Um, and so I don't drink diet sodas or anything like that. If it's sweet, I want it to be real sugar. And since I don't want real sugar, then I don't want it sweet. It's crazy because it's very psychological. That's a very psychological thing for me. I have a serious sweet tooth, and so when I have things that are artificially sweetened or that are sweetened with sweetness that is not sugar, it just makes me want real sugar. And so it's easier for me to avoid it all than to, have something that has stevia in it. And so I'm really particular about things that have artificial sweeteners like sucralose or um, all the others. I forget the names of them. But yeah, I think I'm going to get a reverse osmosis system in a month or so. Which one are you looking at, Mr. Sweet Time? Which one are you looking at? Are you looking at a whole house or countertop or what? I went through and looked at a lot of them. I looked at some of the reviews on them. I looked at the how often you need to change the filters on them. That's a big one because the filters are can be kind of expensive. And then how much wastewater you get. Like if you have um what is it called? A distiller. If you have a distiller, and you look at the amount of wastewater you end up with, and there, look at that. So I was just wondering what system are you looking at getting? Have you settled on one yet, or what? Which ones are you considering? But yeah, I looked into it a long time before I got mine. Mine is a countertop system. It's reverse osmosis. It has two filters in it that um I forget how many gallons it can go, but for me I can go um basically I can go over a year without changing my filters. What it tells you to do is test your water. And when your water starts tasting bad, or when your water starts testing bad, then change the filters. And so some of them you change filters every 3 months or every 6 months or whatever. So look into that because the filters can be kind of expensive. But when I looked into the price of it and I looked in what I was paying for water, because I was buying gallons of bottled water from Costco. And I was like, for what I'm paying for these gallons of water from Costco, it'll pay for itself in a year. And so it's like, might as well get it. And so I no longer buy gallons of water from Costco. Now I will buy bottles of water or a gallon of water here and there if I'm traveling. I stopped buying the small bottles a long time ago and started buying the gallon sized bottles just because it's cheaper to buy it by the gallon. And unless you get a good sale, it is cheaper to buy it by the gallon. So yeah, there's some good videos comparing them on YouTube. I can't remember the name of the YouTube, but there's some good videos comparing the countertop ones and I mean it looks at a lot of things that it tests the water that comes out of it to see what how dissolved solids and stuff, pH and stuff like that. So yeah. Um, but yeah, if I'm traveling or something like that, I still will buy some water from time to time. But for the most part, um, I don't buy bottled water anymore. And so that's a savings for me. And then I buy I usually keep a set of filters on hand. Um, but I know I don't need to change the filters on on the system, on the countertop system. I won't need to change the filters for until around December or January. So yeah, yes, I'm trying to get away from the little bottles. I drink too much water for that. Yeah, yeah, that was my problem. I would go through a lot. I was just drinking my tap water. Um, and I had a filter, a picture filter, like a Brita. I think it was a Brita. And I went through and looked at those too, and there are some that are better than the Brita, but the Brita, the reason I was using the Brita was just for taste. It was simply for taste. And so I was using the Brita filter, and in fact, I think I still have one of those in the refrigerator right now. But like I said, it was for taste, and those were just charcoal filters, really. Um, so I was drinking the tap water, and I was like, why am I buying bottled water? And why am I buying and going through so much bottled water? And I was like, look, if the water's not good, then we need to do something about it. So we need to filter it. And so let's figure something out here. But then once I started filtering it, I realized that yeah, I'm gonna need to add minerals back in it because that's all the bottled water is that you're buying anyway. It's filtered tap water with minerals added for taste. It's like, what? Yeah, read your bottle. Unless you're buying spring water. And some people do. Don't get me wrong. I know some people do get the spring water, but unless you're buying spring water. And that's the other thing too. We have a natural spring here. I guess it's about 15 miles away from here. There's actually a natural spring here that is you can go and take your own bottles and fill them up and have spring water. Now, have I ever gone? No. Have I ever gone? No. And I haven't tested that water, so I don't know, I don't know what's in it, how it tastes or anything. I've never had it. But yeah, there is one here. And I guess if I was yeah, I maybe one day I'll go. Yeah. I was doing good with Brita, but it took for me was to fall out of a habit and also have couple of zero water filters. Yeah, but the thing about those things is I was looking at how much I was spending on water filters. You spending a lot of money on water filters for those, and it was like you can buy a system for that. You can actually buy a system for that where you're not buying spending as much money on filters and you're getting a better quality water out of it. Because yeah, I'm not gonna say anything bad about the Brita filters, but we did that as a science project. My son, I think I told you guys about it. My son wanted to do a science project to see how well the water filters work. And so we tested um, a few things. I think we tested salt water, vinegar water, Gatorade, and we tested them for color, for flavor, and for smell. I think for smell, I don't know what it was. It was like a sixth or seventh grade science project, and but yeah, did all the things to see, how what it looked like before, what it looked like after, what it tasted like before, what it tasted like after, what it smelled like before, what it smelled like after, and yeah, it was a fun project, and it was cool. It was an interesting project for me um, to see how well the filters actually work. I was doing good, but with Brita, but it took me was to fall out of the habit. And I also have a couple of zero ones. Yeah, zero water filters. That's the one that comes with the tester, right? I think when you buy that, you get a tester so you can test your water for the pH and the and the things. I don't think we didn't actually have a tester um, when we did the project. Like I said, it was years ago, um, but it was fun. It was a fun project. But yeah, I went ahead and bought a tester for my water um, when I bought the countertop system because I wanted to know. I wanted to know what the pH was. I wanted to know what the parts per billion were dissolved solids. I wanted to know, yeah, the things. And it came with some test strips for other things. I forget what it all it tests, but yeah. So, the biggest difference that I can tell since having the countertop water filtering system is that I drink more water. Yeah, I drink more water now because it doesn't taste like. I mean, it doesn't have. It tastes better. I just want to say it tastes better. That was one thing that I was not happy about my tap water is it was the taste of it. It's not that I thought it wasn't bad or anything like that. It was the taste. Now, when I was in Jackson, Mississippi, that was a whole different thing because in Jackson, Mississippi, they have bad water sometimes, and then they tell you to boil the water. Sometimes you didn't get the message that you need to boil water until 3 days later. It's like what? So literally, when I lived there, I was boiling water all the time because you never knew. You never knew when something was going to happen, and they would tell you, "Oh no, we it's a boil water day," and you're like, "Whoa." Could you tell me before I need to start boiling the water? So yeah. But anyway, I'd be interested to know what you decide on, what you end up getting, um, and how you like it. Yeah, I'd be interested in knowing that. Yeah, that's it. When I use a Brita, I got some really nice tall drinking glass, and it was always chugging a glass of water. It felt really good. Yeah, 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 yeah. I almost always have a glass of water beside me. Um, and one of the big differences I can tell when I'm not drinking water is when I have to go to get blood work done. uh, they have a hard time finding veins when I'm not drinking water. When I'm hydrated, no problem at all. But when I am not hydrated, they're like, "Can you make a fist? Can you squeeze this? Let me try the other arm." And I'm like, "Oh no!" It's like, so yeah, that's one of the big difference that I can tell. But like I said, most of the time I have water right next to me all the time. I usually have a big old glass of water next to me, and my glass is now empty. Um, and the Yeti cups came out, so I kept one. Yeah. Oh my goodness. When those Yeti cups came out, I think both of my sons' um, teams decided that they could sell them and make some money, and so I ended up with everybody got Yeti cups for Christmas. Let's put it that way. Because this is me and when my kids were selling things. I didn't send my kids to school to learn how to be to be salesmen. I really didn't. Now, granted, my youngest son decided to go on business and he's into sales and I think he's good at it. But it wasn't because I sent him to school to learn how to do that when he was in grade school. So when they were selling things, most of the times I just buy it. I'm like, you don't go knocking on nobody's door. We're not doing direct sales. We're not, we're not cold calling on nobody doing these sales. I'll just buy them and everybody gets gifts. That was the gifts for that year. My whole family knew what my kids were selling because that's what they were gonna get. And Yeti cups, I don't remember how many we had to sell. 5, 10, I don't know. But yeah, I got a couple in my cabinet. We go to sleep and wake up to ice cold water. Yeah, I love my Yeti cup, and I still have one that that I use, um, because yeah. And although I'm not supposed to drink ice cold anything, I love ice water. I love ice water. When I was told, look, you might have fewer problems if you would, let go of some of the ice. I'm like, really? Do you know where I live? I live in the South. We drink ice cold everything. Good night, Darthex. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us. I still have 4 or 5 of the Ozarks because I brought them for gifts, but everybody had already had them. I'm sorry, that's what you're getting. Whatever these kids are selling is what you getting. I'm not gonna ask you to buy one. See, I could ask you to buy one, but I'm gonna give it to you for free. That's just what you getting. So yeah. Anyway, I think it's funny that my son is in sales. I really think it's funny that he's in sales because I didn't they didn't sell. They did not sell stuff. All the things that those kids brought home to sell, I'm like, we're not going. And they were like, well, Mama, I'm supposed to sell what? I'm like, all the kids that live on the street go to the same school that you go to. They got the same stuff that you got, and they trying to sell the same stuff to me that you trying to sell to their parents. That doesn't make any sense. We're not doing it. And so I didn't do it. And then the boy ends up in sales. Who knew? But yeah. Yeah. I gotta do something with this hair. I think has it been a month? It's been a month and a half. It's been a twist. It's not actually, it hasn't been a month and a half. Um, I've taken it down and retwisted it once. So it's been, it was 3 weeks. It was in 3 weeks, and then I retwisted it, and it's been 2 weeks. It'll be it'll be it'll be 2 weeks this Saturday. So yeah, I got a sales job and did well because I was never trying to get over on anybody. Yeah. I'm not I'm not good at sales at all. Um I shouldn't say that. That's not really true. I'm really decent at sales, but I don't care to be decent at sales. I'm decent at sales when people already want it. But I'm not the person that's just gonna try to convince you to buy anything. I'm the person that's gonna tell you, if I like something, I'll tell you, oh, I like this, and this is why I like it, and this is where I got it, and this is what I paid for it. But as far as selling it to you, even if it's something I want to sell to you, I'm like, this is what it is, this is what it does, this is why I like it. Yeah. And the funny thing is, I have sold a lot of stuff in over the years. It's kind of crazy though. I have sold a lot of stuff over the years, and it's mostly things that I believe in, that I truly believe in. And it's like, no, I use this. I use this on a daily basis, or I use this on a weekly basis, or this is the thing that I have and I really love it. And let me tell you why. And I can do that all day, everything, if it's something I believe in. But if it's something I don't believe in, I'm like, I'm not the one you need to talk to about this. Cause I don't know nothing about it. Yeah. That's crazy. But I got into a sales job and did well. It's there are people out there. I can honestly say about um my son is that he's got a charm about him. I don't know what it, I guess you would just call it charm or charisma or something about it, about him when it comes to stuff. He can sell you something. Um, he thinks he can negotiate anything. He thinks everything is up for negotiation, and sometimes I have to remind him that um, I don't believe you. Yeah, he'll be talking to me. He'll be trying to sell something to me. I'm like, the answer was no when you started, and when you finish, the answer is still going to be no. But you can continue, and I'll let him go through and say everything that he has to say. And I'm like, and the answer is still no. You've convinced me, but the answer is still no because I wasn't in the market for it to begin with. And it's funny how that works because I've had people come to my house, to try to sell me this, that, or the other. And I'm look, tell them, I don't know what you're trying to sell, but I don't want it. And they're like, what do you want? What do you not want? Whatever it is you're trying to sell, I don't want it. I don't want anything today. But do you want to save money? No, I don't want anything today. Do you get it? I don't want anything today. I'm trying to save you time and effort. Go find somebody who wants it. And don't waste your breath on me because I don't want it. I don't even care what it is. What if it's free? I don't want it. I'm going to have to pay taxes on it. I don't want it. For me, everything is not negotiable and even free. I don't want it. I don't want it because you give it to me free, it's gonna cause me a problem down the line. It's gonna cost me something down the line. Keep it or give it to somebody else or somebody who wants it. I don't want it. I'm good. It just depends on the day. It really just depends on the day. And on a good day, I'll listen to everything you have to say and still say no. On a bad day, I'm not even gonna listen to it. It's not always about closing. Sometimes it's about testing and refining your approach. Well, yeah, I can see that. Testing and refining your approach. But when somebody tells you from the beginning, the answer is no, I don't even want to hear what you got to say. The answer is no. Take a hint. Take a hint because some people are just not your audience. They're just not your audience no matter what and they never will be. Why waste your time and effort on them? Some people are your audience and they just don't know it yet. But some people are simply not your audience. But that's why I'm not good at sales either because if you're not my audience, if you're not coming to me looking for what I'm trying to sell, I don't want to sell nothing to you. I just don't. It's like if I have something that you want, you'll find me. And that's probably not a good business model. So yeah. Yeah, not a good business model. Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm going to shut this down in about 5 minutes. Um, I think I'm looking at the clock right now. Yeah, in about 5 minutes, I'm going to shut this down because I'm rocking really hard. That means I'm sleepy, and it's been a good couple of hours. Yeah, we've had a good conversation. Um, I'm gonna have to talk to my son about closing versus refining your approach and stuff, and see if I can learn something from it. It's so funny. I took a class on mediation, and I felt like I did horrible. I really felt bad, like emotionally upset at the end of it. I felt just really felt bad. But when my evaluation was that I had done so good, that I had come up with this and I had done this, and I really felt like I hadn't done anything. Um, and it wasn't about, and once again, it wasn't about closing, like you said, it wasn't about closing, it was about giving people the opportunity to be heard. And because I gave the people, the clients, opportunity to be heard, they walked away from the mediation feeling like they had won. Both sides walked away feeling, well, not feeling like they had won, but feeling okay about where they ended up. And I felt like crap. I'm like, okay, this is not for me because they walking away feeling okay, and I'm walking away feeling like I need a counseling session. I felt horrible after it was over. I was like, yeah, mediation is not for me. But I have been in a situation where I've been the client and been in mediation, and I was glad for the opportunity to go to mediation instead of going to court. So there's that. And it definitely worked out better. Well, I wouldn't say it's better, but it worked out. Um, we ended up going to court anyway, but and we ended up winning the case, so it worked out pretty well. But it was, the judge said you guys are going to mediation, and I was like, ugh. But I'm glad we went to mediation because I feel like if we hadn't gone to mediation, it may have never gone to court, and it may have never been settled. And so there's that. Yeah. Well, no, and that's the other thing too. I've always taught my kids that no is a no change situation. No is not a bad thing. No is not a bad thing. No is a no change situation. Yes is a change situation, but no is a no change situation. You haven't won anything, but you also haven't lost anything with a no. It's just a no change situation. And once you look at no that way, it's a no change situation. You haven't won, you haven't lost, nothing. Then it's like, well, you don't have nothing to lose. When if you go into it and you either win or it's a no change. No change is not losing. It's just your status is the same. And so when you look at no that way, then good. Because I'm just going to tell you right now, if you've ever um you know especially now the way the job market is a good example of that. You can put in hundreds and hundreds of resumes and get a whole bunch of no's. It's a no change situation though. You haven't really lost anything. You haven't gained anything, but you haven't lost anything. But as a writer, I've done a lot of submissions, and literally I would just track my nose. I would track my nose. And if you can't track your nose as a no change situation, you will feel bad. And so yeah, that part. But tracking your nose. And those are, and like you're saying, sometimes nose are it's information, because you could get your no might be, no, this is not suitable for our publication at this time, however please continue to submit, which says they like your writing style, but in the issues that are coming up right now, it doesn't fit. Doesn't mean it's not going to fit an issue in the future. So that means that you need to dig a little deeper and find out what their cycle is, and so maybe you submit it on the right cycle, or you know no, this issue is we've already accepted also all entries for the submit for this issue. However, we invite you to submit in the future. That means that, hey, we like you. We might like your style, so in the future we may pick you. So yeah, that part. Yes, you want to find out what they want. Ask good questions and listen until you can offer options. Offer good, better, best options was my goal, but you can just always just walk away. Yeah, but yeah, I learned a lot from rejections. I learned a whole lot from rejections. And one of the things that I learned from rejections is that a rejection is not a loss. Not at all a loss. But anyway, all right. I want to thank everybody for coming in tonight. If you want to find out what they want, ask good questions, listen to, you can offer options. Offer good, better, best options is my goal, but you could always just walk away. Yeah, um, that's true. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming in tonight and hanging out with me for um, just a couple of hours. I really appreciate you being here. And if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. If you are, watch some of my other videos. And I'll be back. I'm not sure when, but um, I'll be back. And I hope you will come back to see me again. Bye, y'all.